How's it going, everyone? This is Wendell. Today I'm going to show you a really nice tricks when I often use when processing images in the Blender. As you can see, actually I learned this trick from one of my good friends, Jenny. She's also a 3D artist. So basically, when you go to the Blender, right, you can see we are under the render view. All the lightings, everything's correct. And for this particular image, my final image was using a HDRI image as a background to render things out. So this is what you finally looks like, and the sky is actually coming from HDRI image. So what I want to show you here is we wanted to actually getting a beautiful layer mask cut it out already when we're doing render. So when we processing the images later in the Photoshop, we don't need to do any pen tools or selection tools to getting things cut it out. It saves you tons of time, and also the layer mask is perfectly going to cut out perfectly. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, let's go to here. Let's select the glass bottle. We are going to here. This is called object properties, and we are checking the hold out. You see this became turning to black. So we're gonna continue to click that label and to do check it on. So it's just going to turn this thing to black at this moment, and do that. Because I'm using the HDRI as a background, if I hit the F12 and run it out, it's going to be looks like a pure black. It is fine, but why not? Can we just getting this thing make it look transparent? There's no pixel in there, because I'm using the HDRI. So one trick that I can use for this particular case is that if I'm going to the picture, which the property was the name of that's called a render properties. We're going to down here the film. If I hit transparent, so actually it's not showing any HDRI content in this world. So whenever you see that, it's going to be like transparent. The problem I'm running into here is because I don't have a background physical mesh for the background. So what I have to do here, I'm just adding a simple plane to put it on, just for the sake of purpose to getting this this mask working. It works just fine. So if I'm hit at 0, as you can see, this part is transparent, which means there's no any pixel in there at all. So if I hit F12 and I'm going to render out an image that is with everything else, you have anything pixel, but without that the bottle and the glasses inside here. So when I finish this render of this image, I can just render a regular image with everything in there, and we can processing these in the Photoshop. So let me pull out the Photoshop in here for you, show you what I mean. So this is a render, right? This is a render that coming from the camera, and then you just rendering everything out with HDRI image, and then this is the one that we actually just rendered it out, and with a simple place in the background, and there's this part is going to be transparent. So how can I use that? So we can just simply hold Control and click this image, then we select everything else in this content, and then we are going to move up to this render, and then we adding a layer mask on it. So right now, because how layer mask works is the black means cover things up, and the white means review things. So right now it's a little bit it's the reverse. So I can select the layer mask, hit Control I to kind of revert it, and then now we are actually just reverting the image to covering out all the background, and only having the subjects cut out. So you may ask, why would you do that? Well, it's actually it's a lot of application from it. So we can actually just duplicate this render, and a quick way I do usually just hold Alt and just drag another one, and then delete this layer mask. Right click delete layer mask. So you can see that this is the subject, and this is right now is considered as background, but still there is some content in there. What I want to do now, I want to separate this thing out. So I can click the layer mask again, hold Control and then left click in here, and then let's let's click off this top layer. And what I'm going to do, I can do a Alt and delete. Oh, sorry. Do that. Shift delete, and then I can do a content aware fill basically. So hit OK. So now what we having within a second that we have a background. Yes, I know it's not really perfectly beautiful on the edge or anything, but it works very decent. What we have now, we are separating the subject and the background out. The subject is perfectly placed on in front of the cutout, so you don't need anything to do anything. So what is next you can do is you can do a lot of manipulating on the sharpness on the subject, and you can even adding a curve adjustment layer to kind of really dial down the backgrounds a little bit. You can do a lot of crazy stuff without affecting on the subject. Or you want to just simply want to have some separation between these two things, and you can do it now easily in the Photoshop. That's kind of like the one tips that very useful when you render some images out and you want to process in the Photoshop, and then you're kind of struggling on cutting subject out. In this way, you don't need to do any more. So this is really, really nice, and it's kind of helped me quite a bit when I processing image. I hope this tips are gonna help you to really do some nice render and really speed up your processing. And if you think this video is very helpful, please leave a likes and comments, and also consider subscribe my channel. My channel is focusing on the realistic product rendering. If you're really into this type of thing, yeah, please just consider subscribe. And thank you so much for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.